Hey everybody, Dr. Rob here, Facebook Live, Instagram Live. How you doing this week? Hope all is well. How are we doing with our New Year's resolutions? How are we doing with our New Year's health resolutions? Hope we're all doing well. I got a real special conversation to have with everybody today. Feel free to ask questions. Give me some feedback. So far the feedback on the Facebook Lives has been stellar. I do really appreciate that. Today we're going to talk about how to decrease the risk of a heart attack. Decrease the risk of a heart attack. And how did I come to this topic? Personal story. Never give a personal story before on Facebook, but today you're going to get one. I get the nightmare call on Friday. Mom calls me up, parents are in their 80s, and my mom calls me up and she says, your dad just had a heart attack. So, I hold it together. What do you need? She tells me the story. So here's what happened. And that's why number one is recognition. This is a critical element to everybody's overall health. My dad is 85, little history. He was quite heavy up to about the age of 60-ish when I kind of got into chiropractic and functional medicine. And changed his diet around a lot, took all the sugar out. I mean, he would have a cup of coffee with like 6 sugars in it, and have a donut, and that would be his breakfast. So he was heavy. He had a blood sugar issue at a point, and through 20 to 25 years of diet and lifestyle changes, he's now 85 years old. So he woke up that morning, pressure on the chest. Anybody who feels pressure on that chest, go immediately for medical attention. Don't come to the chiropractor. I'm not going to be able to help you with them. Go for medical attention. He took his blood pressure. They have a blood pressure machine at the home, 210/110. Called the cardiologist. Told him to go immediately to the primary care because primary care is around the corner. Went to the primary care physician. Did 1 or 2 quick tests, immediately sent him to the hospital. Went to Lawrence Hospital, Lawrence that's in Bronxville, went to the hospital, the cardiologist took care of him. Cardiologist saved his life. He did the balloon, he put 2 stents in. He had a 99, I'm allowed to talk about it, my dad gave me the okay. He had a 99% occlusion in 2 different spots of the artery that's called the widowmaker. So he got his life saved. He recognized that there was a problem. He had great medical care. And that was on Friday. On Saturday, he, believe it or not, was able to leave the hospital. He, on Sunday, went shopping for my mom. He drove in. 26 hours later, he drove out. So I'm twice in the hospital. And on Sunday, he was going food shopping because he recognized the signs and the symptoms. And here's what's most interesting. I was talking to the doctor, and he said you had a 99% occlusion, but your other arteries are only 40 to 50%. And I'm shuddering. I'm like, 40 to 50%? He says, yeah, that's like an average 25 to 30-year-old. And I'm like, what? I'm 51. I take care of myself. And he's like, well, we all have plaquing. It doesn't show up till you're at 70% of the artery, and that's when the hemodynamics in the artery change. So that Saturday, I made a promise, an additional New Year's resolution. I'm even going to take better care of myself because that said that no matter what, I have some plaquing, and all my patients have some plaquing, and all of you have some plaquing. And we need to take better care of ourselves every day and understand that we don't want to go through that plight. My dad's lucky. He's healthy. Thank you. He recognized the issue. Now, here's another takeaway. I'm in a hospital. We're having a conversation, and they brought him food. Guess what they give him as food in a hospital, right? John just shook his head. He's got the sugar-free Jell-O, which has all the aspartame and things of that nature, which we all know adversely affects the microbiome, which kicks up your incidence of diabetes twice as much if you had sugar. There's a diet ginger ale over there, and he has a ton of fruit, but they're all grapes, which are high in the glycemic index. And his healthy meal, if you will, was processed turkey on wheat bread. Did not eat that. I went and got him some healthy food. But the premise is, look what's there. The sugar was high. The sugar, the artificial sweeteners. So let's go through some things to avoid our incidence and decrease our chances of getting a heart attack. Once again, recognition is really key. I asked the medical doctor, and I'm not giving medical advice. They said if you feel that, other than call medical help, put an aspirin under your tongue and start with that. Sugar. Sugar is a toxin. I've said this 100 times. The average American's up to about 160 pounds of sugar. Sugar may be the most used drug in America right now because it adversely affects not only our health, forget that, it adversely affects our mental status, and it is addictive. So it falls under the category of a drug. It is the most used drug in America. We want to decrease sugar. When we increase sugar, that increases our incidence of diabetes. High blood sugar, diabetes, increases insulin, but the bigger thing with the sugar and the diabetes leads to triglycerides. Triglycerides lead to VLDL, lead to LDL. LDL is the bad cholesterol. That bad cholesterol is the one that causes all this plaquing I mentioned before. Sugar also is inflammatory, leads to oxidative stress. That oxidative stress is what grabs, it enables that LDL to stick to the wall and start the plaquing and the blockage that we talked about. Decrease your sugar, control your diabetes incidence, get your sugar down. So you want to take a blood test of fasting sugar, key component. Hemoglobin A1C is a big component. It tells you 90 to 120 days of your overall average of your blood sugar. Keep your sugar down. Don't add any sugars if you can. You don't have to go no carbs. Go good quality, low amounts of carbohydrates. Heart healthy diet. I hear everybody, hey, I know how to eat. Well, if that were the case, 2/3 of Americans wouldn't be obese or overweight. We don't know how to eat, because if we did, we would do it. We think we know how to eat. Every time I talk to a patient, they always say to me, I know what to do. Then why aren't you doing it? Because you don't know what to do. So what you want to do in a heart healthy diet is a low glycemic index, like I said, Paleo-Mediterranean diet. Rule number 1, if man makes it, do not eat it. Jack LaLanne said it. It's very easy. Non-processed food, good oils, natural oils, oils to add like extra virgin olive oil. Add that in your salads. Cooking with oils. Cooking with good oils like macadamia nut, any kind of avocado, which is a fruit. Cook with that. Do not cook with canola oil. Remember, no vegetable oils. That would have made it. No vegetable oils. One, there is no vegetable oil. So no corn oil, no sunflowers, no safflower oil. Tune in tomorrow at 6 o'clock on Channel 5 locally. You will see me talk about palm oil. Let's avoid the palm oil. Not that palm oil is, the other oils, a lot of them are partially hydrogenated. That's going to lead to, as I've always said, deleterious effects on your health. Avoid that. So we want a heart-healthy diet. We want carbohydrates, good quality carbs, green vegetables, quality fruits, your new ancient grains. When I say new ancient, the new one of the year is sorghum. Of course, your quinoa, your millet, and the like. Again, once again, your green vegetables, your lean protein, your grass-finished beef, your wild fish cooked, your no antibiotic, free-range type of chicken, quality eggs, and the like. These are all good. I forgot some nuts. Of course, you want your nuts raw or you want your nuts sprouted. Heart, healthy diet spread out through the day. Don't forget, there'll be specific nutrients we'll talk about in addition. Fix your gut. Every time I tell you, 70% of your immune cells are in your gut. I still have people look at me when I say that. People don't know. It protects the inside of the body from the outside of the body. Fix your gut. It's all about gut. Chapter 3 of my book, Inside Out Health, Chapter 1 of Inside Out Health. Chapter 3 is toxins, toxins, toxins. Chapter 1, it's all about gut health. It is without question the conversation of 2017. If you have adverse effect to your gut, you have inflammation running systemically. You have a compromise here and you have systemic inflammation, autoimmunity, and it's going to lead to higher incidence of diabetes, cholesterol, musculoskeletal faults, and the like. Fix your guts. Guys, have any questions on how to do that? Feel free to give me a call on my 2 programs, my 6R program, which was the program of 2017, and I'm unveiling a new one, the 4+4R for 2017. Proper cholesterol tests. I had a patient come in today and they said, my total cholesterol is this, my HDL is this, and my LDL is this. What do you think? Those are antiquated numbers. They are a component of a larger test. What you want to do, and this is going to be the health tip of the week, you want to take particle size of cholesterol. That's a key component. And you want to tell the particle size of the LDL. The LDL should be low. L stands for lousy. You want larger particles if you have to have LDL. The LDL marker in a blood test is all about the weight. So here's the scale of the LDL, And here's the scale of the LDL. Here's the big 3 particles, they weigh X. And here's 12 small particles and they weigh X. Same weight. But when you do the particle size, these small particles are much more adverse to your health in that because they're small, they're able to stick to the arterial walls. You should also be taking oxidative stress to see, and these are all tests that you can get covered by your insurance. In addition, ApoB and ApoA is a much better marker than just pure cholesterol. ApoB is all the types of LDLs. There's several. ApoA is all the different kind of HDL, high, H, happy, good cholesterol. So that ratio is a much better way of ascertaining overall health. If your doctor's not taking those tests, find a new doctor, ask for those tests. Those are proper cholesterol tests. No smoking. It's simple. You stop smoking, you save 14 years of your life. No smoking. It's the first question I have on my intake form. Stop smoking. Enough said. Stand, don't sit. That's right. Stand, don't sit. The average person during the day sits 7 hours at their work desk. 7 hours. If it's an 8-hour day, that's on a 10-hour day, it's 5 hours and 49 minutes. Stand, don't sit. It should be an even amount of standing and sitting. And as I'm doing, don't think I'm just kinetic. When you stand, you have to move. There should be movement. Stand, don't sit. Sitting is the new smoking. 75% of every healthcare dollar is spent on a chronic disease that's attributed to physical inactivity, i.e. sitting. Stand, don't sit. That's why I'm doing my Facebook Live always with my elevated desk, as everybody can see here. Fish oils and SPMs. Fish oils are a great choice. Fish oils have shown to decrease triglycerides, which are blood fats. Great choice. They help with cell membrane health. They also help with some intracellular inflammation. Fish oils are an excellent choice. They're a better choice than aspirin because aspirin is a non-steroid anti-inflammatory, which has adverse effects, adversely affects the gut, doesn't allow things to heal. Fish oils have the same good properties without any side effects. So when suggested ibuprofen and aspirin, those NSAIDs, those non-steroid anti-inflammatories, ibuprofen, aspirin, avoid them. Go for the fish oil. 2 grams per day. EPA and DHA are a great choice. Specialized pro-resolving mediators. I'll be at the Integrative Health Symposium on February 24th. It's a great conference between February 23rd and 25th. The great minds of not me, but the great minds of functional medicine will be there, headlined by Dr. Daniel Amen and the father of functional medicine, Dr. Jeffrey Bland. They'll be there. I'll be presenting. I'm talking about the resolution of inflammation. Specialized pro-resolving mediators. Fish oils should convert to this specialized pro-resolving mediator, but they don't because the enzymatic reactions in us are not able to take place because we're not all that healthy. SPMs are the only thing that enable us to resolve inflammation. Otherwise, inflammation goes the whole way across. That fire burns. Inflammation, going to the Latin word, means fire. Goes the whole time. If we don't resolve inflammation, we're never going to ultimately heal. We're always going to break down. NSAIDs don't resolve inflammation. They stop all kinds of inflammation and all kinds of healing. Specialized pro-resolving mediators were a breakthrough at Harvard University by Dr. Charles Sirhan about 18 months ago. I strongly recommend them. Some other things that would help you also, just overall health, of course, probiotic, vitamin D, and a phytomulti. All things are really good. My dad now, to get back to him as we get there, he unfortunately had the heart attack, so now he has to take a statin drug. Statins have awful literature, and the literature is really bad in that they increase diabetes, they increase all these other issues. They don't help with the first heart attack. Having the heart attack already, they stop the second. So what I just gave him to help with the statins is coenzyme Q10 and milk thistle. Coenzyme Q10 is the most abundant nutrient in heart muscle. Statins sometimes enable muscles not to contract, and that's the most abundant heart muscle. And also with that, if that's not there, the heart doesn't contract as much. He needs his heart to continue to contract, to heal. That's how muscles grow. So coenzyme Q10 is a great choice for anybody who's on statin medication, and milk thistle enables the liver enzymes not to elevate too high. Little protocol there. Finally, minimize toxins. We live in a toxic world. You'll see me on Super Bowl Sunday talking about toxins, most precisely a toxin, believe it or not, in soap, hand soap. We live in a toxic world. The number one area of toxins in your house is the air. So we want to minimize toxins. Tomorrow night in office, everybody can come. You can see me talk about detoxification, the help your New Year's resolution. Get rid of your toxins, 7:15 to 8:15, and next week, January 26th at Green Life in Mamaroneck. So we're going to show you how to decrease your incidence of toxins. It's metabolic detoxification to enable your liver to break toxins down. Key component, a vast difference to cleanse. And finally, exercise. Get moving, stay fit. So to speak to that, American College of Sports Medicine gave the top 10 fitness trends of 2017. Pick one. I'll tell you my favorite. Number one, wearable technology. That's great. $4 billion industry. Man, Jonathan just gave me that look. I wish we had stock in that. We'd be talking to you from an island with special satellite. Wearable technology, kind of tell you how many steps you take, how your heart rate is, your VO2 max, the number one marker for fitness. Great option. Two, body weight training. It's the rage. I suggest everybody who wants to start exercising, who hasn't worked out before, body weight training. People say, I don't have a gym. I'm like, you got a wall, you got a floor, let's go to work. Push-ups, planks, air squats, running, jumping in place, burpees. Body weight training is a great choice. I strongly recommend the body weight training. My friend, it's a call out. Scarsdale Strengthsman, Mr. Jim Moyner, I give you a big shout out. You do a great job at Scarsdale Boot Camp. Anybody want to get the best trainers between Jim and Dylan? Big shout out to those gentlemen. High intensity interval training. Tabata type workouts. 20 seconds of exercise, 10 seconds of rest, 8 rounds in 4 minutes. The literature shows that 1 minute of intensive exercise in a 10-minute warm-up and cool down is better than 60 minutes on the elliptical or treadmill. High interval intensity training is the way to go. You get that at that boot camp. You're looking for educated and experienced fitness professionals, people who are educated, not the Joe Blow on the street. You're looking for people who have degrees, who have worked with people before. This is a fitness trend. We're seeing more and more people go into fitness because it's needed. Strength training, great choice. The first sign of failing health, the first sign of aging is something we call sarcopenia, the loss of muscle mass. So guys my age have to work out. Women have to work out. It slows their incidence of osteoporosis. Strength training is a means to go. You can strength train with body weight exercise. Group training. Again, that boot camp comes to mind. CrossFit comes to mind. Group training. It's vogue. It's fashionable. Everybody's in it together. I'm the one guy who likes to do it in my basement by myself because I'm with people 14 hours a day in my office. I take that 45 minutes and I go. Group training is the way to go. Number 7, my favorite. Exercise is medicine. After food, exercise is medicine. Everybody should exercise. Jim Rohn said, take care of your body. It's the only place you have to live. You can exercise every day. I'm asking for 15 minutes. 15 minutes a day is better than being dead 24 hours a day. Let's get moving. Yoga, no problem. Flexibility, meditation, relaxation. Yoga is a great option. Find a great yoga instructor. Personal training, big shout out to my friends, Chris Collins, great personal trainer. Frank Daniels, great personal trainer. There are people out there that do a great job of personal training. Individualize and customize a workout for you. You're not going to do the same as me. We're not going to do the same as The Rock, and we're not going to do the same as LeBron. We have to do what was best for us, and then, of course, always advance. And finally, exercise and weight loss. Get moving, get the weight loss. Get exercising, get the weight loss. 72% of Americans are obese or overweight. 52.3% of Americans have some form of diabetes or blood sugar dysregulation. The biggest problem our country faces, in my opinion, is the lack of good health and the lack of consciousness of what to do for good health. So, any questions, John?
Post-heart related incident, are there any of those that you would stay away from?
Yeah, post-heart like my dad. Well, my dad's 85 and got 3 fake hips, but in general, well, obviously, if I may go back, all of these work, so you got no problems there. Unfortunately, the cholesterol tests kind of get wiped out, especially with my dad at 85. All these are great. They have no problem with the fish oil or anything like that in addition to what he's taking. Wearable technology is good. Body weight training. Check with the doctor on a high interval intensity training. Check with most people if you haven't had a physical. Always get somebody who's educating. I think the strength training goes in with the body weight training. You may want to individualize it. Again, a personal trainer, an educated fitness, exercise for sure. He wants them to move. My dad is if you think I'm energetic, I look like I'm in slow motion compared to him. He's moving around, and keep your body weight healthy. They're always going to tell you. A lot of my patients go on a weight loss diet, and I said the first thing people are going to say is, you look skinny. You don't look skinny. They're just not skinny. And everybody comes in and said, they say they're thin. You're not thin. You're healthy.
Anyone who wants recommendations on personal trainers or anything like that, they can reach out to you?
They can reach out to me. You can. We'll tag everybody that we mentioned. We mentioned a whole cornucopia of people there. John's great at tagging everybody, but feel free to reach me. You can reach me at my office at 914-287-6464. Website, drrobertsilverman.com. Obviously, you all know the Facebook, and info@drrobertsilverman.com.
Cool. And just remind people where you're going to be the next couple weeks.
I am going to be here in my office tomorrow, 311 North Street. We're talking about detox from 7:15 to 8:15. Next Thursday at Green Life, we're going to be speaking on detox. That's in Mamaroneck. You guys can check my schedule if you want to come see my seminars. Got a lot of articles coming out. Just was in Muscle and Fitness. We'll be on TV tomorrow night, Channel 5, 6 p.m. We're good?
All good.
Always yours in health, Dr. Rob.